billions of years of evolutionary advancement.
And then we have Cassie.
Good evening, I'm James, and welcome to Seduce Me 2, a sexy, riveting, gorgeous experience. Thank you for coming back, Glammy.
Oh, you're welcome, James.
And you're gonna choose me, right? I'm this orb right here. We're just gonna take it my route this time?
No. Sorry, James, but we didn't choose you last time, so we ain't choosing you this time.
But I have a really nice bum.
I know you do, but no, we can't. We have to go with Damien.
Please.
No, just no.
Why am I even here? I was nice to you! Don't take the mouse over the no! 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 Well, that's the end of James. We are going the route of Damien because that's what we chose before, and we're just gonna make sure it keeps going that way. I told him I had no regrets. I told Damien that I did not regret for 1 second that I made a deal with Diana to make him human. I stood steadfast and knew what I was doing. I let Diana sleep with Damien to make him human, but apparently it didn't happen, so we're good. But I still didn't like the choice I made. Something in my gut didn't feel right about what I did to Damien. Yes, I knew that Diana wouldn't have raped him, but what if she had? What if I gave her permission to do so and I didn't know it? What if he didn't want to go through with it and Diana really did sleep with him anyway? Oh my goodness, no! Every time he said my name made me feel so happy. Every time he held me or kissed me was a moment I carved into my memories forever to cherish. I loved him and wanted him to be truly happy. Damien reassured me that Diana didn't do anything to him, but I could not help but imagine it and even dream of it. What if she did it against his will? Ah!
Huh?
Oh, hi, Damien. Beside me, I heard and felt Damien rise out of bed in response to me waking. I looked over at him, seeing him quickly rub his eyes and look at me with worry.
Hey, what's wrong?
You look different, Damien. And I just had the worst nightmare of my life. I knew he couldn't read my mind anymore because he's not a demon anymore, he switched to human, so he couldn't have known what I had seen in my dreams. I still couldn't help but need to embrace him from the dream I had. Grabbing Damien's arm gently, I began to whimper. Kiss me, Damien. Oh, thank you.
Huh? Hey, come on here. I'm Italian.
Now you're human, you're Italian, Damien?
Yes.
Damien gently wrapped his Italian arms around my form and hugged me to him, petting my back. I let out a weak mew, shutting my eyes and trying not to cry. Damien gently kissed over my head, trying to calm me down.
Everything are gonna be okay. It was just a nightmare. I'm a writer here.
Oh, Damien. I guess you did have to choose where you were from when you turned human, so he's Italian now. It's kind of romantic. His Italian voice helped me slowly start to relax, knowing that what he said had to be true. It was a nightmare, not real. I couldn't shake off all of the sadness from my mind, but I calmed down enough to not let it control me anymore. Damien gently rocked me and wrapped his arms around my body lovingly. Oh, I love him! As he softly whispered my name, my mind simply melted into a peaceful hum. Ah, Damien. Glammy! With one Y. Glammy, baby, that's our name. Everything was okay now. Everything was fine, right? I looked up at Damien and rubbed my eyes as he loosened his embrace around me. Oh, Damien, we're so romantic and cute together. Whoa, what the hell happened to our name?
Fun.
That's disgusting. Glammy! There we go. That's better. I'm sorry. I just can't stop thinking about the deal I made with Diana. Ugh.
I told you before that it was fine. Honestly, it's nothing to worry about.
But Damien, how do I know you're telling the truth? You're an Italian stallion, your eyes are a lot bluer, I just don't know what to think. Damien gently kissed my forehead before pressing his to mine. Oh, why do I love the bad boys? Nuzzling me softly, he stared deep into my eyes with a loving smile, one that made my heart ooze in happiness despite my worry. Speak to me, Damien, in your gorgeous voice.
I cannot be any happier than I am now. I am marrying the woman of my dreams. As a human, an actual human, I owe everything to you.
Oh, Damien, I don't know if I can get used to the accent, but I love you, and we've been through so much together. Damien? I rubbed my nose against Damien's, closing my eyes and wrapping my arms around his neck. I knew he was being sincere and was truly happy. I had to get over my fears and just deal with it. He was human now, and we were going to be married soon. My heart truly couldn't believe it. I was going to marry Damien and we'd live happily ever after together. It was so good. I almost couldn't believe the truth of it. However, I was always reminded of the reality of it every time Damien held me in his arms. Oh man. Damien smiled before kissing my head and patting the bed behind me. Oh wow, you're patting the bed now.
Come on now, Glammy, come to the bed.
Wow, you're a real sweet talker.
Come on now, let's go back to sleep. I'll be right here if another nightmare happens.
I nodded and slowly fell back onto the mattress, cuddling up to Damien as he laid beside me. If the nightmare came back, Damien would be in my arms, reminding me that it was all fake and just my imagination. Everything will be alright. I trust him. No reason to lie to me. I mean, he was a demon before, but it's fine. He did not have sex with Diana. The night quickly passed by, and the morning sun peeked through my window drapes and landed perfectly over my eyes, waking me up. I stretched and yawned, not wanting to get up just yet. However, the emptiness of the bed next to me made me open my eyes wide, finding no Damien beside me. Damien? Damien? Hello? Oh, you're human now, right? So you're just gonna run away? He's in the kitchen making spaghetti and meatballs, little pizza, little bruschetta. I sat up and looked around the room after rubbing the sleep from my eyes. Damien was nowhere in the room, which confused me. Where was he? Hello? This is supposed to be happily ever after.
Oh, a good morning.
Oh. Hi, Damien. I looked over at the door to see Damien holding a tray of breakfast with 2 plates full of delicious spaghetti. In a vase beside my breakfast plate were 2 beautifully bloomed white roses, which made a soft smile grow on my face. Damien. Morning! Is that for us?
Yes, I figured why not have breakfast in bed?
Oh, you are just so sweet. Damien smiled and sat beside me, placing the tray over both of our laps. The smell was practically intoxicating in the best ways possible. Before we began to eat, however, Damien picked up the TV remote from the nightstand beside him. Seriously, you're human now, so you're just gonna watch TV all day?
James's big toy reveal is today. Do you mind if we watch it?
I guess not, Damien. Ugh, we should've went for James. Told you, bitch! I shook my head, eager to see it as well. James had become the CEO of Anderson Toy Company. I really missed out. And I was curious to see how he was doing and how the company was holding up. Apparently, it was rising higher and higher up the top business rankings and soon had become one of the top 500 businesses internationally. James. Oh no. I was proud of James, but I was more happy to see that Damien seemed to be his #1 fan. He was always giddy whenever he talked about all of his brother's accomplishments. It was adorable. Damien grinned before turning on the TV and changing the channel to the local news station. It was one of the best news stations out there, and I was not being biased. Anyone who claimed to love Chicago knew it. Oh, we live in Chicago. Okay.
Alright, so here we have an interesting story to tell. The Anderson Toys Company, an internationally famous toy business, has just recently announced a new line of toys in development. According to the CEO, the line is said to focus on fantasy. Let's take a look at the public announcement.
Thank you, no need for applause. I'm more than happy to show off our new line, Fantasy Kingdom, for all you this morning. These toys will not only provide friendship and fun for children around the world, but will help inspire imaginations and let creative minds grow. How do you like me now, Glammy? See you tomorrow.
Damn, James!
I could not help but squeal at what I saw on the TV. All lined up in a row were adorable, cartoon-like stuffed fantasy dolls glimmering in the broadcasting lights of the TV station. There were knights, royalty, and creatures of all kinds, some not even truly fantasy. Damien, however, laughed quietly at the sight. Huh? What? They're all really cute.
Only a couple of them are real, though.
My jaw dropped. Some of the creatures that were represented were actually real? I knew demons and devils existed, but there were more than them? My mind began to imagine all of the creatures on the screen being potentially real. Damien nodded and pointed to the TV.
There! The angel toy! Angels are real too, only they don't look like that.
How do they look if they're not like that?
Well, they look like old statues. It's really hard to say without drawing it out or something, mamma mia.
I looked to Damien as he became absorbed in the line of toys. I couldn't help but smile at how intrigued he was. It made me curious. Hey Damien, did you ever have toys as a kid? Damien looked at me in surprise before shaking his head with a slight grimace.
No, I didn't. Matthew made some for me sometimes, but they were always taken away. However, when we came to the human world, I actually got one. It was a stuffed kitten. I didn't do anything, but it was a fluffy and cute.
Damien rubbed the back of his head in embarrassment.
It must be dumb, huh? A grown man with a cute toy like that.
It is a little dumb, Damien. Well, he's already got a goofy accent. He's newly human. I'm just gonna tell him it's fine. I don't know his life.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. Damien stared in shock at me, but I was being serious. It didn't matter that Damien was a man. Cute toys were cute for a reason, and it was okay to think so. It was just a fact to me. However, Damien couldn't help but chuckle softly before bringing one hand to my head and petting over my hair like a dog.
You are so adorable, you know that.
Thanks, Damien. We both turned back to the TV and listened as James explained each toy in detail. I looked over to Damien to see him practically enthralled with the sight of his brother presenting his line. I gently nudged him, making him look back to me. Jeez, you're making me jealous. It's like James is enthralling you through the TV to buy his toys. Like, I exist too, and I know, like, I wish I chose James, okay? I, of course, was joking. Damien was very happy for his brothers, especially James. With a raised eyebrow, Damien gently removed the tray from our laps, placing it on his nightstand before crawling over my body and making me lay back. Oh, hi, little slip there. Oh, hi, Damien. I stared up at him in surprise as he gave me a seductive smirk. Hi.
And what if I was enthralled by you?
Oh, Damien. I was speechless. Damien was full of surprises, even as a human. He didn't have the ability to read my mind, but he knew exactly what to say to make me squirm. How was he this good? He was human now, right? Damien chuckled before leaning down and kissing me. Despite him not being a demon anymore, his kisses were always so magical. They each took my breath away each time his lips touched mine. I loved them. However, the sound of our stomachs rumbling in sync forced us to break away from the kiss and look down at our touching bellies.
Oh.
Guess we gained a little weight. We're only human.
Maybe we should eat a bit before we continue this, huh?
As much as I wanted to keep making out with Damien, I knew my stomach would keep interrupting, and so would his unless we ate. Last time we made love, my stomach was like, and I was like, can you ignore it? And then we tried again, and it was, so, you know how it goes. We ate the delicious breakfast Damien made while watching the rest of the news. It was a nice segment, and Matthew even appeared to help during James's presentation. Soon we were flipping channels and watching random shows, just like a regular couple. The days passed by lazily. We barely left the bedroom because we just didn't want to do anything. It's been a tiring life. It wasn't long before we found ourselves cuddling into each other's arms. How often are we gonna do this? It was a sweet and peaceful drowsiness that lured us both to close our eyes together. Good night. All we do is nap, cuddle, kiss, fuck, eat. The darkness of my mind invited me to stay a while, and I gladly accepted its invitation. It felt nice, and I was enjoying the rest it gave my body. However, I soon saw that I was not alone in the dark. Damien slowly appeared before me and took my hand, kissing it gently. I felt myself shudder, but it wasn't his nude form or his kiss that surprised me. It was his eyes. They're yellow and backwards! Why are his eyelashes growing out this way?
Gross.
My mind recognized those eyes, shivers shooting up my body from the sight. Instead of the loving and soft blue and purple his eyes usually were, they were a deep gold. They bore into my soul as Damien continued to keep his lips on my hand. Damien?
Heh.
Damien? As Damien smirked against my skin, my body began to feel hot, making me curl into my body. I tried to pull my hand away from him, but he held it firmly, keeping his lips against my skin over my knuckles. Will you let go? Ah, no! I recognized the feeling. He was enthralling me. Why was he doing this in my dream? Why was this happening? He continued to float in the darkness, his enthrallment invading my body as he held my hand to him still. Stop, Damien! I was finally able to pull my hand away, and I held it close to my chest. Damien stared in shock before something dark covered my eyes.
Look out! Huh?
From out of nowhere, Diana's voice rang through the air, followed by the sounds of an intense battle. I looked around the darkness, unsure of what was going on, but something didn't feel right. As I stood, lost in the dark, I felt a heavy weight upon my back, forcing me down. It was as if a large boulder was pressing down on me, wanting to crush me beneath its weight. I fought against it, gritting my teeth as I struggled. A large grunt echoed over me, forcing me to look up and see Diana pushing at the boulder to get it off of me. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Why would Diana ever help me? Quickly, we both forced it off my body, and soon I found myself looking into the great hall of the Incubi's old castle in the Abyssal Plains. The interior was as regal as I remembered, but behind me was a broken-down entrance where I assumed the boulder had originated from. However, Diana and I were not alone.
Is she alright,
I wouldn't worry about her, you mistake.
That's rude. I stared as the Demon Lord and Damien squared off with each other. In the Demon Lord's hand was a large chain covered with dried blood, and my stomach churned at the sight.
She will never leave this world alive as long as I live.
I looked at Damien, then back at the Demon Lord. What was going on? Why was Diana here, and why was I here? As the Demon Lord whipped his chain at Damien, Diana shot out a blast of purple energy, forcing it to ricochet away. Diana stepped in front of me and Damien, glaring hard at the Demon Lord and preparing another spell in her hands.
Go with her! I'll deal with this once and for all!
If I'm going to fall here, all of you will fall with me.
The Demon Lord, with a crazed grin, pointed his hands toward the ceiling and let out an angry howl, causing tremors and quakes to run through the room. Diana shot her hands upwards and formed a purple barrier around our bodies, but she winced with each stone that fell and slammed into the barrier.
I can't hold it!
This castle will be your graves!
My instinct was to reach out and to hold on to Damien, but before I could move, he grabbed my face and kissed me roughly. I stared at him, wondering what he was doing, but I kissed him back and dug my fingers into his shoulders. Was this dream going to end with us dying? As Damien pulled away, I saw tears begin to form in his eyes. I stared as he gently pulled away from me and ran outside of Diana's barriers at the Demon Lord, picking up a fallen sword from the ground. Damien, where are you going? With a courageous shout, Damien slashed at the Demon Lord, forcing him to quickly jump backwards towards the throne.
Keep her safe! What? Are you insane? You're powerless against him! You're faster than me as a demon! I want to be able to get out of here as fast enough for us both to survive!
What? Damien? What do you mean? I wasn't sure what was happening, but I didn't like what I was seeing. Why was Damien telling Diana to keep me safe? I watched as Damien looked at Diana with an affirmative glare and nod. Before I could question it, Diana ducked down and threw me over her shoulder. How she managed to be strong enough to perform such a feat was beyond me, but I was too thrown off to care.
You will not be forgotten!
No, Diana, no!
Just a goal!
I reached out to Damien, losing track of what was happening as Diana began to run away with him and the Demon Lord faster than a speeding car. Damien! Damien!
I love you!
Damien! I watched the tears run down Damien's cheeks as he reached back for me, but he remained where he stood. As Diana ran with me over her shoulder, the ceiling began to crumble within the hall, stone and glass falling all around the Demon Lord and Damien. The world around me began to go in slow motion as I kept reaching out to Damien, struggling in Diana's arms as she ran. Why was this happening? I could only watch as the Demon Lord approached Damien and quickly wrapped the chain around his neck, pulling him into the air and hanging him with it like an executioner's noose. Damien tried to place his feet on the Demon Lord while his fingers clawed at the chains, trying to find some purchase. As he managed to get his feet around the Demon Lord's neck, a large avalanche of stone and glass fell over their bodies, hiding them from sight. I couldn't be sure, but it looked as if they had both been crushed. The world around me broke apart as I began to scream in agony at what I was forced to witness. It couldn't have been real. I didn't want it to be real. I let the darkness of my dreams envelop me as I mentally repeated over and over that this was not real. Once again, I was floating in darkness, curled into myself in overwhelming sadness. Why was this happening? Why was I being forced to see nightmare after nightmare? As I felt my body begin to fall, I let go of my arms and tried to reach for something to stop my rapid descent. Ah! Faster and faster, I felt my body tumble and fall through the dark into an unknown oblivion. I tried to grasp at anything to catch me, to stop me. Well, it appears that we are having some crazy dreams here. I'm not sure if this one was real or what's gonna happen after. What do you make of these crazy-ass dreams, Yammy?
I just hope they're not real.
Me too. What do you think of your new Italian accent?
I love it, but it's very weird. Why did this happen to him?
It's very strange, hard to get into, you know, the moments with it, but
yeah.
At least we're back now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it one of these. Go check out Yammy's channel. It is super amazing, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!